Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, pupils. How are you doing? I hope you are doing good. Last week we discussed a topic which was on AC and DC. I would like to use this opportunity to define some terms. I asked the meaning of or the uses of an adapter, that is your phone adapter or laptop adapter. Your phone adapter converts AC from the wall socket down to DC, in which your phone or your laptop will be able to use, and it can also reduce the current or the voltage. It can reduce the voltage from 220 down to 19 volts, in which your laptop will be able to use, or 5 volts, in which your phone can be able to use. And I also asked the uses of, or what is the use of inverter. For those that knows what we call solar power supply, solar energy, we use an inverter to convert the DC from a battery. We always know that if you want to have a battery, a solar panel, you are going to use a battery, and at the end you'll be able to receive or be able to connect your devices to the wall socket. So those are the uses of the component I asked you to define last week, although majority of you got it correct. So today we are going to discuss what we call diode, and inshallah, pay much attention and you get it right. Before we can commence with this topic, we should be able to know the following terms. Here is a circuit that contains many components. Among all those components, and at the end of today, we should be able to define diode. The second, list the types and identify other types of diode. And the last, we should be able to identify the terminals of an LED. So here is a great question. What is a diode? As you can see from this diagram, this Batman is flowing into this area in only one direction, and it says the flow of electricity, which is like this, and we have a strip at this end here. So I believe with this, everyone should be able to define a diode. A diode can be defined as an electronic component that allows electricity to flow in one direction. As you can see, the Batman is flowing in one direction. So here is the how a diode looks like. When you hold a diode, or this is a physical appearance of a diode, and this is the electronic symbol of a diode, which has two terminals. The first one is the anode, which is a plus sign, and the other end is the cathode with a minus sign. How do we able to recognize the positive and negative? Using this bar here. The bar crossed at this junction is the negative, while the other one that doesn't have a bar is the anode, which is the positive. Similarly, this sliver strip around this corner here is the negative, while the one that doesn't have a strip is the positive. So list the types of diode. We have different types of diode, among which we are going to mention are the ZENER diode, photodiode, LED, which is light emitting diode. So we are just going to talk about these three types of diodes. Now the ZENER diode. How does it look like? This is how it looks like. Almost similar to the first one, but this is how it looks like using this. We have a strip also by this side. So here is the anode and the other end is the cathode. And this is how it is being represented using the symbol. We have the main symbol of the diode and crossed by this bar here, but in form of Z. This is the anode and here is the cathode. We mentioned that the anode is the positive while the cathode is the negative. So if an electronic component, electric current want to flow, it will flow through this direction. The second one is the photodiode. And we have the circuit symbol or the component symbol like this. We have the anode and we have the cathode. But one major difference is that it receives light. Before a photodiode will work, it has to receive light. That is, it converts light signal to electrical current. That's why these arrows are like this. The arrows are entering into the diode. That means the light energy is entering into the diode. So the third one we are going to discuss is the LED. I believe I shouldn't explain this further, but for us to understand it better, this is how it looks like. We can see the lights coming on and off. Here is the LED, the light emitting diode. So a light emitting diode is a type of diode that illuminates when electricity passes through it. So the difference between the photodiode and LED is that the photodiode receives light while LED dissipates light. It sends out light from it, from the component. That is, it converts electrical energy to it converts electrical energy to light, while photodiode converts light to electrical current. Now, here is a picture of an LED, which also have what we call the anode and the cathode. So how do we identify the anode? The anode always have a longer terminal. As you can see here, it is very long, while the cathode is short. And the other way we can identify it is that we have a sharp cut at the end of this plastic material here. A sharp cut at the end of this plastic material here. That is, which indicates the negative, but the positive is always longer than the negative. And here is the circuit symbol of the diode. We have the anode and we have the cathode, and we can see the anode, the lights always move out of the LED. Then an anode is a positive terminal, which is usually longer, and the cathode is a negative, which is usually shorter. So here is a circuit of different types of diode, and it explains what we've discussed earlier. And a diode allows electrical current to flow in one direction, and when this diode is being reversed, it doesn't allow electrical current to pass. As you can see in the first diagram, we have 9-volt battery connected to the diode, and this is an LED. So when the current flows in this direction, it passes and lights up this LED. While the other one, because it cannot flow through this cathode here, so electrical current cannot flow, and therefore the LED will not light up. The applications of LED. Number one, it can be used in traffic signal. I know we've always seen this. This is a 7-segment display that shows how to display different numbers. So on our traffic light, we make use of LED to display signals. And the other one is for decoration. You can use LEDs for decoration. As you can see, the lights here are looking beautiful. And here is our assignment for today. What is a diode? List 4 types of diodes you know. Dash is a positive terminal of an LED, and dash is the negative terminal of an LED. LED means LED allows electricity to flow in both directions, true or false. State 3 applications of an LED. Draw the circuit symbol of photodiode and LED. The longer terminal of an LED is always negative terminal, true or false. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week, inshallah.